update that everybody wants to know about here. So what's going on with that? You want to tell the fine folks here about the tattoo update? Where are we at?
My tattoo update. I got 2 sessions left and I am done finally.
Wow, two? That's
Like
it? Two?
it's been like 5 years in the making and finally 2 sessions left and that huge hip tattoo is done. I'm so excited.
That's dope. I'm excited
Yep.
for you. You've been talking about it now for 3 weeks. Did you have
I
to
know.
did you have to wrap anything?
I did. I wrapped it. Well, I didn't wrap it this time. I used the sticky. They have that new sticky stuff that they put on you. You leave it on for 3 to 5 days. You take it off. And I
That's right.
hate that stuff. I'm not a fan of it, but it actually does. It did work for my hip. I don't think I'm going to use it tonight though. I think I'm just going to wrap it like normal because up here it was a little, on high hip is better to have the sticky stuff because I wear pants and it rubs on there, but I'm doing my thigh tonight. So I'll just wrap it like a normal person
There you go.
and call it good.
Exactly, right? So
Mhm.
has we came in early. Well, sorry, real quick. Everybody, welcome into Episode 3, Kristy Lee Bella show here. We're
That's
rocking and rolling. Is this Episode 3 or 4? I can't remember now.
That's
3.
3. We're on now. Yeah.
Anything changed out there in public when you're out there at Trader Joe's or wherever you shop? I don't know if you even have a Trader Joe's there.
I actually don't know if we do either.
Yeah, I just I don't know what chain you guys have. Schnucks, Jewel. No, not Jewel. You wouldn't have Jewel. What store do you go to? Like Whole Foods or some shit?
When I go like grocery store, I go to Harmon's.
Okay, that's the thing out there.
Yeah, I'm a Harmon's or a Smith's kind of girl.
Oh man, everybody. That's gonna be a hard edit. I mean, everybody now knows where to go. And
I know.
all the stalkers and shit, they're ready to go. Okay, let's jump right into segment 1 here. I know we wanted to talk about it last week. And something that you had mentioned, a lot of people are challenged with dating, and not only dating, but dating in their 40s. So
Ugh.
give me the rundown and some of the challenges, what you're facing, and then maybe we can get
All right.
this could be a good TikTok, breakdown too. Get some action going
Yeah.
with people.
Challenges of dating in your 40s. Number one, it's all dating sites now. Nobody meets organically anymore, which is very, very hard for me to wrap my head around because it sucks. Because then you have to go on these dating sites. And again, I joined one and I lasted like 3 days. I couldn't. It's too overwhelming. It's too much. I have gone
Which
on a
one were
couple
you on?
dates.
Which one did you go on?
I went on Hinge. So
Okay. Is Hinge, is it just a normal one? Is it for people in their 40s? Which one is that?
yeah, it's for everybody, I guess. It
Okay.
depends. There's
Okay.
teenagers. You put your age bracket in there, what you want to
Mm.
attract,
Mm.
if through and sends them to you. But it's a nightmare. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of being single in my 40s.
What are some of the questions they ask you? Like tattoos, height, weight, like are you filling out the ideal man? Or is it, I mean, we talked about last week, it's so hard to match,
Mhm.
compatibles. Are compatible people supposed to be together? It's supposed to be yin yang, right? Like opposites attract. Paul Abdul or
Yeah.
was it Janet Jackson? I remember.
Yeah. Opposite attracts Paul Abdul.
Okay, good song. Yeah, straight up. Now tell me. Anyways,
That's Janet. No, that's Paul Abdul too.
so what what are you filling out in those apps for that?
I'm trying just to look. I want a normal effing guy. That's what I want. I want someone who is a man in full, that's just like a rugged man that owns his shit, takes care of his shit, but a sensitive guy when I need him to be. I want someone that has their shit together, that is not full of drama. I mean, I'm looking for someone that's a little bit older. I could do between 37 and 60. I'm good with that age, but have your shit together. I don't have time for baby nonsense.
Yeah, so you answer those questions on a TikTok live so well. I mean, literally people are popping in there, is 28 too young? Is 20? It's like, how do you even answer that? Like, you don't even know, these kids are nuts.
I know. And what's so funny is I know that age is supposed to be just a number, but for me, that is just way too close to my son's age. I can't. That's like dating my son.
Sure.
It's not for me. I'm not, no.
How do you Hashmark After Dark here. Talk about that situation. Is your son out? Or you don't even have to answer this. How is it growing up being let's just call it, hey, you're a MILF. And how was that, or is everybody super respectful? Has anybody ever taken it too far, like friends? Even
No,
okay.
his friends have always been very, very respectful to me. I love his friends. They do mess with him. They'll fuck with him a little bit, like, hey, how's your mom? And he's just like, that's my mom, shut up. And there's been a couple of times like I'll get invited to some of his company barbecues and he's like, no, she's not coming. He doesn't want people hitting me well.
Yeah, and if you come, you're not you're just wearing sweatpants, hoodie.
Yeah.
No. That's interesting because are there fans on OnlyFans that or could possibly be under different aliases, or does it not matter? I mean, at this point,
it matters at this point. And he knows what I do for a living. He's very, very supportive, and he tells his friends, friends ask, hey, what's your mom's IG? He'll tell them, what it is, but he's like, don't talk about it. I don't want to know you're following her. I don't know what's going on. Don't talk about my mom like that to me. And his friends are amazing. They don't. So whether they do follow or not, I don't know. I've never asked. I never will ask. We will just leave that subject alone, Yeah. Especially for my son, because I'm not trying to have him upset but he is very protective. When I go to his apartment, he always walks me to my car because he doesn't want his neighbors hitting on me.
Sure. No, understandable. I mean, understandable.
They mess with him, I think, more just to get the reaction out of him. But and we always joke around. He's always like, Mom, why couldn't you be like the ugly old hag? I'm like, what? You'd rather have that than
you don't want that.
The next pretty mom? He's like, yeah.
You don't want that. Do you have a fantasy of yours at all? Younger guys or no?
Never was.
Okay.
Honestly, never was. I was always fantasized about older men.
What is that with women in general? Is that because the father figure? What is that with?
My dad is probably the hardest working man I've ever known in my life. So I guess, yes, I want, if I'm working harder than you are, then to me, it's not, I mean, I guess I can't really say that because, my ex-husband didn't work for years, but I'm very supportive. So it's,
sure.
I don't know.
Different story.
It's
different
contradicting.
Story. Yeah.
Well, I'm contradicting. I can't give you a definitive answer because on one hand, I'm like, no, I want you to be the man. But on the other hand, I'm like, but I got you. If you're my partner, I got you. I want you to be able to relax. So I can't, I don't know.
But if
I'm all over the place, Dave. I'm all over the place.
but you have every right. I mean, listen, I don't care what anybody says. When you have the list, let's say a lawyer, surgeon, some people it doesn't even matter. You're attracted to them. They happen to have money. Yeah, sure. They're going to support you the same way where you still do your thing. You may not have to. Fuck it. I mean, there's true feelings there, right? It's not but how do you come across that in dating? Because that's what you're not necessarily, most women, and they shouldn't be just looking for money. And I'm not saying you are in any way, but like a construction worker is these guys are out there. How do you find them? You literally got to go out to the fucking bar these days. Are you going with girlfriends? I mean, are your friends in market single too, or is that why it's difficult?
No, all of my friends and my sisters are all married. That's the group I was in. And now that I'm single, it's very hard to find single friends. And I'm not a huge bar partier. I used to be in my 20s. I'm not anymore. Like, I don't mind going out every now and then having a drink, but if I have to go out every weekend to a bar to find someone, I'll just stay single for the rest of my life. I'm in my house. Yeah,
God bless. I mean, it's just a cozier situation. It really is.
And I did get asked that question actually on the last date I went on, for what I do for a living. And I got asked, well, if you found the right guy, would you stop? And my answer to that was, I am never going to stop taking care of myself. I don't need someone to provide for me. I can do my own. If I'm with someone, it's because I want to be. It's not because I have to be. So, I mean, if they have money, that's amazing. That's great. But is that the most important to me? No, because I can handle my own stuff. So I just need someone that wants to share their life, that, we build together. We're a team. If we want to build an empire and be the richest people on the planet, let's do it together. That's what I need.
So, when you are having those conversations, with
Mhm,
those guys in general,
mhm.
how is that initial reaction? I mean,
Um,
it's kinda weird,
I
right?
don't
Does that show personality from them, or are they just is it a respectful kinda thing? It's kinda
I think it
oh,
does because, again, what I do for a living, my body's all over the internet. It's in a classy way, but I'm still all over the internet. I mean, there's porn sites that my body's everywhere. And it's honestly a full-time job, like I said, to try to get my pictures off of there. But, one guy was just like, I would never date a stripper. I would never do this. And I'm like, why are you on this date with me then? Because you know that in a sense, that's kind of what I do.
right, yeah,
What I
right,
do for a living. And it
mhm.
was just, oh, well, you're different. Well, I appreciate that, but I can already tell just those questions and those comments that it would eventually become a problem. And I'm not compromising my way of life, what I do for a living, my money, how I provide for myself for anybody.
And wouldn't these guys feel a little bit better about it because you're at home, don't care, you're just gonna do it, so you're just playing it real, right? Whatever happens,
Yes.
happens, love's natural, flies into you, great, if not,
Yep.
whatever.
Whatever. I'm completely, and that's everybody asks me that question. Oh, why do you want a man? I am completely content being single. I am. I'm okay being alone. It's not what I want.
Mhm.
I'm in love with being in love. I
Yes.
truly, truly am. I'm in love with having a partner. I'm in love with being a teammate. I'm in love with just where I can just be in a room with the person I'm with and just laugh and be silly all day long and just
Mhm.
know what each other needs and it just I'm in love with being in love. I really am.
How was dating in, high school? Did you date a lot in high school? Did you have a lot of boyfriends growing up, or how was that?
I had quite a few, like, the cute little middle schools, but once I got to high school, once I turned 15, I pretty much dated my kid's dad and
Okay.
then wind up marrying him. I
Oh,
mean, every
wow.
time we broke up a lot. Let me get that straight. There was like we would fight all the time and then break
Okay.
up and I'd be like, I'm
Okay.
gonna go out with somebody else and
Yeah,
I
for
never
sure.
would. And
That's that so that was high school love then.
yep, it was my
Wow.
high school sweetheart. Hmm.
Okay. So that answers
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, I guess, you've been doing
You know
this
what? I'll tell you this. I know this
tell
is
me
good. I
tell
get
me
this
whatever
question a
you
lot.
want on this now.
Yeah. I get this question a lot. Actually, I get because I guess I have this look about me. I'm covered in tattoos. I do the sexy dances. I do, OnlyFans. It's just an automatic, oh, she must have been a slut, or oh, she sleeps with every guy she meets.
Mhm.
You guys, I can promise you, I'm under one hand
Yeah,
of people
wow,
I've
that's
been with in
great.
my life. Yeah, when people find out that I don't actually go out and party my ass off and stay out until 2 o'clock in the morning just dating guys, they don't believe me at first. They're like, what? No, that's the way you look. That's not how it is. And I'm like, I really am a very good girl, so to say.
You know,
I just have that bad look, I guess.
yeah, well, we talked about it. You got Jersey, East Coast, the
Mhm.
accent is, attractive. A lot of guys like that, especially and I would
Mhm.
imagine I don't know, I mean, most men in Utah are the people you're seeing or dating, are they native of the state of Utah? Are they out of state?
So far, yes, the two that I have
Okay,
dated or
okay.
been on a date with are from Utah. And it's just,
Are the last 2 from the app, are they from friends? Or guys that you've
you know
given
what?
a chance before?
One of them was from the dating site, and another one was actually from TikTok.
Interesting.
Messaging TikTok, yeah.
So, are there any guys out there that you were going to give a chance to at one point who were, like, really nice, who are just are they around or no, they're off the radar?
Oh, they're way off the radar.
Okay, cool.
This is, of course,
Yeah,
years and years and years ago before I got married. I'm like, oh, see, what if I
yeah,
just would have married them?
sure, sure.
But they are, yeah.
So, let's talk about first date. First date, last episode, we focused a lot on, outfits, old
Mm,
school, all that. Now,
mhm.
um what are your expectations in a first date? What do you say? Is it completely up to the guy? And what are you doing on a first date?
On a
For
first date,
you?
you know what? Again, I'm a very simple, simple. I don't need to go to no really fancy restaurant or like I'm good. Like I'm easy. Let's just go to like a steakhouse. Let's go to Outback. Let's go to Olive Garden. Let's just have dinner. Let's just talk and get to know each other. And like going axe throwing, or even if we just go on a drive, I'm good with that. I don't need to be. wined and dined, so to say. Like, be
Hmm.
real. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it,
Yeah.
first impressions, yes, you want to be impressive, but is that what you're going to do every time you go out? No,
Yeah. Probably
it's
not.
not.
Not
So,
unless you, I guess, have all that dough, and I guess that's what you are like. But even
uh,
then, you're still gonna want to
yes,
do. You're still gonna want to do what you want to do. You know, it's good to live both
right,
lives, right?
right. And I get that. Like, you, of course, you want to have fun, but I'm not. I don't need you to try to overly impress me on a date. Like, be who you are. Be real. Like,
Hmm.
that's what I don't need all this fancy whining, dining, like this made up glitter. I don't need all that. Just
Is it
let's
is
just go
it
let's have a good time. That's it.
is it nice having options? Are you at times when you're sitting around? Is it nice doing your own thing, or
It
is it?
is.
You know, I
It
sometimes
is.
think of that.
It is. It is nice having my own time. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Just the other day, I was in here thinking about, like, I had some friends at work that were just, complaining about certain things, like, just stupid things that boyfriends and husbands do that annoy you. And I'm like, I remember coming home and be like, well, shit, at least I don't have to deal with that no more. Like, I am just free.
Yes, I
I don't have
mean,
to worry about none of that.
it's got to be nice. The quiet. You got
It is.
Raja or Raj,
Raja.
Raja,
Raja.
Raja
Mhm.
there. So first date, you don't care, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's paying? The guy's got to pay, right?
It's funny that you say that. The guy does pay, but I do always offer. I always
Mhm.
offer to pay again because
Okay.
I can pay for myself. I either
Sure.
offer to split it, which is nice. It's very nice that the men are very respectful. Like, absolutely not. Put your money away. I love that, but I will always offer because you never know. I mean, you never know. What if somebody can't really afford it, but they really want to go to a date? You just never know. So I at least always offer
Oh
it.
my lord. Well, so what if somebody did that recently? Pulled that on you? Like, what's your thought? Like, I would assume at that point in the dinner you've talked about everything what they do. Hey, I got a
Right.
really good job coming up. Like, what are you just like, dude? This is a fucking joke. You have no job, but you want me to pay for dinner? I mean, what would you do?
You know what? I don't know, but if it happens, I'll let you know how I react. I want to say, you always play things in your head, like, what would you do? What would you say?
Yeah.
I I don't know. I really don't know what I would do. But I will tell you,
Mhm.
see, again, I'm all over the place because if my daughter goes on a date and she tells me about it and she says, "Oh,
Mm,
have you pay?" I yell at her. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "No, no, no.
that's crazy.
No.
That's
You
crazy.
make them pay. You don't pay for that. And if after the second and third time you guys come to an agreement where you pay every other time, that's one thing. But the very first one, he should always pay. So
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
guess if that was to happen to me, I'd be like, all right, well, I guess I think first one, yes. Again, I'll offer it, but I've been very lucky with men being like, absolutely not, I got this.
Yeah,
So
the men always they gotta pay, especially if it's an old school thing. Okay, so we'll go a little bit Hashmark After Dark now for a couple of these questions here.
okay.
And for female for you, does size matter? I mean, or is it a myth? Does it matter for each girl? It's a question that comes up quite a bit for women in general. What are your thoughts?
I could care less. It does not matter to me. I don't care what size you are. I don't care. I don't. Some girls really like it. I could care. I don't. Oh no, honestly, I don't understand what the big deal is. I mean, who cares? As long as you're happy with the person and you make it work, however big, however small. If you're really into them and you guys have a connection, who cares? I'm
Hmm.
not. I've heard some girls be like, "Oh, I'm not dating him unless he's, you know, got 9 inches." And to me, I'm like, I would die. Do you see how tiny I am? I would die.
That's yeah. So is that usually how it goes for women in general? Tiny girls. I guess
I
that
hear it a lot.
okay.
I think I'm the only person that I know, in all honesty, that doesn't really care about size. Every other girl's like, oh no, he has to be this big and he has to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't get it. I could care less. So men, I don't know why you have to feel like you need to impress someone with a size. As long as you're good at what you do, who cares? Stop stressing so much over it. But
They
that's
put
just me.
they put it on a pedestal, and then
Yeah.
they can't perform. You been with a man
Yeah.
who couldn't perform multiple times or once at all?
Um,
Or was he just nervous the first time?
very, very nervous and could not. Yes.
Were
But it
you
was
I would imagine most men, and again, this is coming from, I guess, more of mine. Most men, I mean, they haven't been with probably a woman like you, right? So are they
Aw.
flabbergasted? Are they like, do they feel intimidated, do you feel, or is it just kind of a feel for each guy in general?
I'm I get a lot of people that are nervous when they're around me.
Mm,
Which I think is the most adorable thing on the planet. I'm just like, oh my God, I love you. You're so freaking adorable.
right. You're just like, I'm just normal, I love
I'm
movies,
just normal.
You're like,
Yeah,
that's the famous side of things though too, because I guess, and just saying, if people are famous in general, they have
right.
to deal with that shit all the time, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure you get. How, how do you know? Like, you get looks all the time, right? I mean,
Mhm,
at
mhm.
stores, is it more from women or men? Would you say in general? Probably men, right?
Both actually.
Hmm.
It's even both. And sometimes, sometimes you always have the women that stare at you, and I'm like,
The
you can
jealous,
tell
or
the
or
jealous stare, you can tell. Sometimes I've had women that come up to me and be like, oh my God, you're absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm just like, oh God, I love you. Thank you so much. Other times I get the dirty up and down looks, and I just smile and
keep going.
whatever.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
going.
They're jealous, jealous
Yeah.
bitches. What is she doing over here, doing her fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
rocking her shit. That's what she's fucking doing.
Yeah. And then
Oh
I've had
man.
so many people that will message me
Mm.
after they had seen me and be like, oh my God, I saw you here and I didn't want to come up to you. And I'm like, so if you guys see me, please come up to me and say hi. I think if you guys are following me and supporting my page, then absolutely,
Yeah,
yes, come up to me, say hi, let's take a picture together. I love that.
for sure. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So it
Shower.
makes me sad when people tell me that afterwards. I'm like, well, why didn't you come up to me?
So, yeah, I don't. So people, yeah, in general, I guess, see people and don't know how to approach them, and
Yeah.
so you get a lot of
Which
those.
brings you back to the dating site.
Oh
Nobody knows
God,
how
yeah.
to interact in person anymore. And it's very frustrating.
Social media has put people. I remember when AOL first came out, and I was talking to this girl I liked, and I'm convinced, looking back at it, at what was I, like 12, 13 years old, that it probably ruined it, because I started talking to her online, which, by the way,
Mhm.
I love this segment real quick. Screen name for me was a terrible name, by the way, Studness69. Um, so it was not great, and it held for years. And so I started talking to this chick on AOL, but when I saw her, it was like I didn't know how to act like around her. It fucked everything
Mhm.
up. And
Yeah.
so I can see social media now, like I think we talked about a little last week, people just in their homes or whatever and shit, just getting fucked up from it. Can't talk to people in person.
They really can't. Social media, and you know what? Everybody's guilty of it. You have more confidence behind a screen. You could say what you want, you could do what you want. But then when you're in someone's face, you get that shy, timid, like, ooh, should I say that? Do I act like that? So
Mhm.
it is, I mean, thankfully, lucky for me, I'm exactly who I am on screen, off screen.
Yeah, right. I know. Well, that's why we talked about it too. The podcast is great, right? They get a little bit of everything. Um,
Yeah.
so when it comes to, let's talk about your girls, the breasts. When did you get those done? Time range, what made you do it? And was that difficult? How did that change things for you? And what size were you prior to that? And what drove you, obviously, to do that?
So I was normal, I'm tiny, I'm a skinny girl. So I had
Mhm.
like, I think it was like a 32B. It wasn't huge, wasn't terrible. Had my son, they disappeared. And I was like, okay, well, this is not working for me. So I decided I was going to get them done. So I got them done when I was 22.
Hmm.
And when I got them done, silicone was illegal. I had to get saline.
Oh
So
wow.
I got saline and I loved them. And then 2 years ago, I noticed they were spreading a lot with saline. Like they would just spread a lot. And I had a lot of rippling going on. And I was like, you know what? I mean, they're 22 years old. I should probably get them, replaced. So I did. So I got them replaced 2 years ago. And now I have silicone, and they are just, I honestly wanted to go smaller,
Hmm.
but it was more money to go smaller, and they would have to sew my muscle and pocket a little bit more. So I was like, all right, whatever.
What's
So
the
now
what's the size? Yeah, what's the size?
I am at 34. It depends. 34 double D, 34E, 34C. It just depends on the day. Sometimes I say this all the time on TikTok Live.
Yeah, I
I look
remember.
at them
I know
sometimes and I'm like, holy shit, they're huge today. And then there's
Yeah.
other times I look at them, I'm like, girls, where are we at? It's time to come
That's
out and play.
that's great. So is that true with arousal? I mean, I'm sure they're always the same. I mean, with fake breasts or no? Does that have anything to do nipple sensation,
Yes.
sensitivity?
Yes, it does. The first time I got them done, it didn't really change anything. The second time when I got them done 2 years ago, for the first 6-7 months after that, you cannot look at my boobs. If the wind blew the wrong way, it was so sensitive, but not in a good way. It was
Hmm.
terrible.
Hmm.
Now it's sensitive in a good way, but then there's those one-offs where every now and then I'll get that, ooh, that cringy feeling. And that's when I know that day we're not touching my boobs. We're not wearing anything too loose that rubs on.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah, no
So
biting, no vibrators on nipples, none of that shit.
no, no.
Um,
Thankfully, those are very few and far between now, but they still do happen. I'm not gonna lie, I do love my boobs. I think they're beautiful. I'm very blessed. I'm very happy. Like there's times I'm not gonna lie, I'll sit there in the mirror and I'm like, oh, they are so fucking pretty.
well, it's great that you're able to have fun with it too, because there's a lot of chicks out there that can't have fun with it. They don't know how to have fun with it. And
Mhm.
I'm going down the big board. Here it is. So at night, you had a video. This was not recent. I think it was a while ago. You said you
Mhm.
turned over. Is it in the
Yep.
drawer with the Bible? Is it right? Is it charged up? You go into situations where it's not charged. What is it? Where's yours at? And how many do you own? They want to know. Hashmark After Dark. A lot of questions. We're almost done, by the
I
way. We only have 9 minutes left.
3, 4. I have four toys, four
Okay.
vibrators. I keep them in my closets. So no, they're not in my bedside drawer next to my Bible.
Okay.
Usually if I feel that, where I know I'm going to wind up using one, I will take it out of my closet and put it under my pillow. So I know it's there, so that if I get that
Wow.
feeling, I have to get up in the middle of the night.
It's like
That
a
particular night, I did not know what was going to happen. I woke up like that. So I had to actually get out of my bed and go get it.
oh,
And actually was going to use it the other night and it was dead. So it is charging as we speak.
so divorce. Anything in the divorce or no? We talked about it the first 2 weeks. Any updates there or no?
Oh, yeah. So, I did my mediation. We agreed on everything over a month ago. I signed my half. I've been waiting for them to sign theirs. And this week they came back asking for more stuff. So,
It's just
which I feel like should be illegal, because if it's agreed on in mediation, why do you need, you know?
it's like buying a house now. Oh,
Mhm,
the plumbing wasn't fixed. Fix it. We got a quote.
mhm. Yeah.
So now
It's
you
been
got to
very,
go another meeting.
I don't know. I told him, I said, no, absolutely no. I'm giving what was agreed on, and that's it. I feel like that's what we agreed on. That should be what's fair. And so now I'm just waiting to hear back again. It's very, very, very frustrating.
Better days now, right?
Yeah.
Than some more shittier days. I mean, as you're going through this, any other
Yeah.
advice for people who are either thinking about getting a divorce, on the verge of getting a divorce, or are going through it? You're pretty much in the early stages still.
Yeah.
Anything that
Um,
people might learn from your experience up to this point?
yeah. You know what? Divorce is not fun. It sucks. And if you know in your heart it's over, then go through it. Because the longer you play it out, the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be for yourself, not anybody else. And it's shitty. It is shitty, but I promise you'll get through it.
God
It's
bless.
you have your days where it's like you can't even imagine how you're going to get through to the next day. But I promise you do. You do. You just got to go through the motions. You got to feel them. You don't try to hide them. Like I said the first time, don't try to deny what you're feeling. Don't try to be like, no, I'm totally fine. If you're in a shitty place and you're crying, you need to scream it out, cry it, scream it out, do what you got to do, because you have to feel it in order to heal from it.
This
Not
week,
easy.
talk to me about cooking. Who'd you learn from? I love look at it's about that. Who'd you get cooking from? Who did you learn
I
from?
cooking
Italian.
from my grandmother and my mother.
Okay, so what was their
Both
like
the time,
main dish?
main dish is always gravy. Always big ziti,
Wow.
raviolis,
What's your
pasta, chicken
what's your
cutlet
favorite?
parmesan. My favorite is baked ziti.
Okay. Okay.
My favorite thing is baked ziti, and I make it all from scratch. Chicken cutlets is a go-to. I love making chicken cutlets. I could eat chicken cutlets all day long. I love that. I'm, chicken cutlet parmesan. I do a lot of ravioli. I like ravioli. I'm a huge pasta.
What do you
Anything
tell?
Italian.
But how do you stay so skinny? How do you tell the ladies, Kristy? The first thing they want to give up is the pasta, the carbs, and they're like, "Oh, I'm done with the pasta." It's like you can't give the fucking pasta. What do you do? Do you get the keto fucking friendly bullshit?
Nope. I eat normal pasta, normal bread. I make garlic bread with cheese on it. I'm a huge cheese fanatic. When I go out, I'll get a huge plate of cheese fries, and I get a little bit of fries with my cheese.
Ooh,
I'm not the healthiest. I've been very blessed. I am very blessed with my metabolism and my body. Thank God.
Yes, right. Some people.
Because if I wasn't, I would be a whale.
Man, well, that's that just happens with people. So you do a lot of Italian eating. So cheese, what kind of cheese are you putting on the garlic bread? You mentioned cheese. You're just throwing like you got the garlic bread. You throwing
I
just
do
mozzarella
cheese, and then I cheddar cheese.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
How often when the kids come home, what's their favorite meals? Do you know?
Oh yeah, my daughter, she's a big steak. She likes when I do steak, and I do like potatoes, like minced potatoes.
Sure.
And asparagus. She's big on asparagus. My son, he's picky. He just eats anything. He's like a vacuum cleaner. He don't care. He does. Actually, my son does like my ziti the best. My son's a very big ziti fan. If I make ziti, I make sure that I have to save some and bring it to his plate.
Now with ziti, it's just the noodle, right? That makes it ziti. What is it? Is it? It's because
so I usually do the zitis. Sometimes I do the rigatonis. It just depends. It's just the style of noodle.
Okay.
But what you gotta make your gravy. You gotta boil your pasta, and then you gotta mix it all. Or got cheese and mozzarella and garlic.
The gravy. Everyone has their recipe. Do you do it? Is it something that you cherish? Is it like an overnight thing? Do you freeze some in baggies? What do you do?
So I do. If I have a lot left over, I'll save it, and then I'll use it to make, other shit.
You can do anything with like the gravy, like a lot of shit.
Yes, I could do a lot of shit. My favorite thing to make is when I have my leftover gravy is I make English muffin pizzas with my gravy.
That's some old school fucking shit. You put it in the oven, a little gravy, some mozzarella, and throw it in there a little extra crispy. Oh no, this is fucked up. That's so.
I'm bringing it back, aren't I?
at the first elegant ball that we do for you, we're gonna serve English muffin pizzas as the appetizers. People are gonna be walking around, and the gravy could be like the blood, because it's definitely gonna be goddess like for the first one.
I love it.
Interesting.
You know what else is really good? I bet you. I don't know if you ever had it. Have you ever had cheese patties before?
Never heard of them. Wait, grilled cheese or cheese patties? Different.
I'm gonna change your world right now. You ready for this?
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, what is it?
Literally just eggs, breadcrumbs, and grated cheese. You mix it all together. You put it. Comes in balls. You got to mix it thick, and you just put it in oil, fry it up. Put some bread and mayo on it. Oh my God.
Oh no. So that's an app. That's an app. Do you throw gravy on that or no? Totally different.
Nope. Totally different.
And that's low carb. Egg, little breadcrumb. Not bad.
No, not bad.
So you fry it in a pan just with a little olive oil? What do you do again?
Just regular like canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you want to use. You just fry it up, flip it over. It looks like a pancake, but it's a cheese patty. It is delicious. Amazing.
How's the Italian in Utah? Not good. Okay, so my next question was, how's the pizza? Is there any good pizza out there?
There is a good pizza place. They're actually from New York. They are in Salt Lake. I cannot for the life of me remember their name though. And it starts with P. I don't remember what it's called, but they're actually pretty good. They're decent.
What kind of pizza do you eat for all those guys out there that are going to be taking you out for pizza on your first date? What do you want? Do you go for the slice, the big slice? What do you want?
I'm old school. Cheese or pepperoni works for me.
You like the New York style thing?
Oh, New York style all the way.
Okay. I'm a square cut guy. Again,
are you really?
Your show though, I've been listening to our show and I feel like I've got to talk less. I feel like the guys are just like, because it's not my show. But yeah, ladies listening, I'm a square cut guy. If you're ever gonna send me pizza, yeah, because deep dish here, in Chicago is just so overrated. I feel like if you're from this area anywhere, Chicagoland, Southland, Westland, it's we all prefer the square cut because we can have more. Nobody wants just one fucking piece of pizza, like, or two. I mean, I can eat a couple, I'll do it every once in a while, but it's just too much fucking pizza. It's stupid. I'll debate it, but I'm a square cut guy, bar style. I prefer thin. Anyways,
Yeah, no,
pepperoni.
I'm New York style all the way. And when I go home to New York, I can eat pretty much a whole pie by myself.
I've never been to New York. Never been to New York.
Oh, you gotta go, and then I'll show you some real pizza, and then you're gonna be like, square cut? What? No.
I know. Well, I do like a good, I was a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan growing up. I had the flop with all their pizza. They were in New York under the subway. I mean, that was it looks fucking good. There's a place here in Chicago that just opened that apparently a guy from New York came here, and it's supposed to be top tier. I mean, it is the New York pizza. They're getting the fucking water from New York and bringing it here.
Yeah.
They're not using Lake Michigan fucking dog shit.
Then it should be really good pizza.
Same thing with bagels too, I guess, right? I don't eat bagels as much anymore. You eat bagels?
Bagels. I miss the bagels from New York. Yeah, they don't have bagels like that out here. I miss the bagels and the cream cheese. Like, there's nothing like New York food. My favorite thing, the thing that I miss the most, is the bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. You cannot get it anywhere.
What do you mean a roll? Like a roll in general, or a biscuit?
No, it's a roll. It's a roll it's just a roll, like a
Croissant.
roll. And it's just, I don't know if it's the bread or what it is, but you can't get it anywhere else than New York, where it tastes just amazing. It's my first thing. Every time we go home, my kids and myself, the second we get home, the very first thing we do is go straight to go get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich every time.
Does just one place sell these, or does like multiple places in New York?
You go to New York Deli, you can get it anywhere.
Okay,
and they're
cool.
always.
See, I gotta fucking try this because I'm like a breakfast connoisseur. I love the breakfast sandwich. I try a bunch of them. I like to rate them. I'm definitely interested in trying this fucking thing out at some point.
Yeah,
So
you gotta go to bacon, egg.
Send me the info. Oh, you said anywhere. Any deli has them?
Any deli in New York, bacon, egg, and cheese with the iced tea. Oh man, that is.
What's the default cheese? American? What is it? Is it, or is it because it's Italian? Is it provolone? What is it? What is it? Sorry, cut out.
Cheddar or American, either or.
All right, yeah, I'm going American, by the way. Cheddar, no flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Let's go final thoughts here as we head into week 4. Oh, we just finished up week 3 here. Any final thoughts, Kristy, this week?
You know what? Go be a fucking king or queen for this week. Rule it. Own it.
Yeah. Fuck
Get
yeah.
bad.
I love it.
Every day, wake up and tell yourself you are the shit. Because you got to believe in that. You got to believe in that. People ask all the time, well, what makes you so special? You know what? I am special. And it has nothing to do with being conceited. I know I'm a good girl. I know I have a great heart. I know that I'm probably the best that you're ever going to get. Nothing, no pun against anybody else, but I know what I am. I know how valuable I am. And you should always feel that way about yourself. Always.